going live right now on YouTube, so you guys can see it there. So also, if you guys want a recording of this webinar, that's where you can find it on YouTube. So once again, just search YouTube and you search for Lumiwealth, the name of our company, right? You should have gotten some emails from us and text messages and whatnot. It's Lumiwealth. Going live right now. There you go. And we are now live on YouTube. So hello, YouTube. Awesome. Great, perfect. Okay, so we have a lot of people showed up today. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone who registered. It's my absolute pleasure having you guys on board. And I'm going to be showing you some cool stuff today, hopefully that you really like and you can actually learn a couple of things from as well. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so share my screen. If someone can't see my screen, please let me know. You guys, throughout the entire presentation, you can use the chat features to interact with me or the Q&A. On Zoom, you can see that there's the Q&A button right at the very bottom. You can click on the Q&A, or under more, you can go under chat. And in either case, I'll be answering your questions throughout, so don't feel that you have to wait until the very end. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so here's our agenda for today. First, I'm going to take you through a little introduction to kind of tell you a little bit about our company and our courses and things like that, kind of introduce you a little bit about what it is that we do. And then we're going to really get into the thick of things, introduce what exactly algorithmic trading is and how it works and why it's important and why we really like it. The tools we'll be using, and then we're going to go into the code and we're going to show you a demo of our trading bot actually working, which is really cool. All right, awesome. Okay, so first of all, who am I? My name is Robert Grezik. I'm the CEO and founder of Lumiwealth. Also one of our instructors. We are hiring many more instructors right now because we're getting so much demand. We're getting a lot of people really sign up to our classes. So that also kind of tells you, make sure to sign up because our classes have been filling up pretty fast lately. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, make sure that you book a call with us and/or just go to our website and sign up because these classes have been filling up really fast. So that's definitely a thing there. But we are hiring more instructors to kind of try to deal with that demand. Kind of my background is basically I've been coding for a very, very long time. It's been over 20 years now. I'm not that old. So I started like when I was like 12 or something like that. I've managed software teams. I made different companies, managed, very large software teams of like 20, 30, 40 people. I've managed smaller software teams. I've also worked at a couple, I guess, to back it up a little bit. I've been coding for a long time, managed a lot of teams throughout my career, did my master's in finance at one point in time at like a top tier school. And then also ended up working on Wall Street for a number of years. Some companies you may have heard of. Greystone is a very large lender. These guys do, I think, 10 billion a year in loans now. I basically spearheaded their software development efforts and built out their entire software team. And I think the software that we created at this point has done maybe $50 billion worth of loans at this point, right? I also was one of the founding members of Voyager. So if you guys are familiar with the crypto trading app Voyager, we're now worth, I think, $3 billion on the stock exchange. Is pretty amazing. It's a nice feeling to start a unicorn like that. But I was employee number 5 at that company and basically helped build out all their infrastructure and set up exactly how their brokerage works and whatnot. So that's kind of my background there. What is Lumiwealth? Lumiwealth is a company that we started a little over 2 years ago with the intention of really helping people like yourselves, really get good at investments, right? This kind of came from a need of, first of all, it's a passion of mine is getting people good investment returns. And we manage quite a bit of money and it's been doing very well. But also one thing that I noticed when I was on Wall Street is, and I hate this, and this is basically one of those things that the GameStop kind of thing sort of highlighted is, and I noticed this back on Wall Street, is the people with a lot of money have access to tools that most people don't, right? And that's, I think, a huge, huge problem, right? If you're looking at the top hedge funds in the world, or you're looking at the top investment managers, they're all using algorithms to trade. They're all using these kind of techniques to trade and make money. I want to bring these tools to you guys, right? I want you guys to be able to really be able to compete against these people We'll talk about this a bit later, but something like 90% of all trades on the stock market are automated now, right? So if you're the one that's doing trades manually, you're one of the very few, because all the money is really being traded by these algorithms, and that's the people that are actually really making money. If you're looking at, companies like Renaissance or whatever, they're making 70, 80% returns. That's how much they made last year in their Medallion Fund. But I think the regular returns like 40% a year, very low risk. I want to bring that kind of stuff to everyone else, right? So that's kind of our mission for Lumiwealth and what we're all about, right? So our flagship course is the Algorithmic Trading course. We have more than this now. We also have a machine learning course that just came out. We're looking at a more beginner level course as well. And we're going to be doing an options trading course at some point soon. But this is kind of our main, our bread and butter, kind of like what we started with. And really it's a polished course that a lot of people have gone through already. Basically what we do is we teach you how to build these trading algorithms. How do you build something where you can buy and sell stocks automatically using algorithms where you don't even have to be manually doing anything. You just build like a little piece of software that buys and sells automatically for you. And this is obviously very valuable. If you think about it, computers are better at like everything in the world. Why not trading, right? And the reason why not is it's just, that's not the case. They are better at trading. And I could show you some of the returns at some of our hedge funds that do this sort of thing, quantitative analysis. They're strongly outperforming their peers, right? So we teach you how to use those types of techniques, right? So basically we have a few different plans for our algorithmic trading course. We have our self-directed plan, which basically is recordings of our old videos and you kind of go through it on your own, right? We have a live class, and this is definitely our most popular by far, which is kind of like this. You get to see people live over Zoom. This is a webinar style. Our Zoom classes are different. You get to interact. Here you can ask questions through chat, but during our actual live classes, you get to see everyone else's faces. You get to actually speak and interact directly with the instructor. I personally think this is the brand new way of learning, especially for niche topics such as algorithmic trading. I think basically the pandemic highlighted a lot of this kind of stuff, and a lot of universities kind of moved to do this because they don't have a choice, right? But I really do believe this is the future, especially when it comes to topics like ours that you're really not going to find an algorithmic trading class anywhere, even despite the pandemic, just because it's such a specific topic. If you live in New York, maybe. If you live in San Francisco, maybe. But in the rest of the country, I really don't think you'll be able to find these types of niche courses and actually be able to sit in person and talk and interact with other people in the class, interact with the instructor and ask questions and things like that. This is really a unique type of offering that you really can't find anywhere else around the internet. Okay, so that's definitely our most popular plan, the live classes. Then we also have a project help and tutoring plan in case you want to have someone actually working one-on-one with you to help you actually build out a project. Some people don't want to learn how to code. Some people just want to have it built for them. And some people do want to learn how to code, but they have very specific needs. So this is the kind of plan that helps with that. That's the information about it. Here's our pricing, our self-directed, again, with where you just watch the videos and kind of go through it. You also have access to our community. You could also get on the phone with myself or other instructors. We're happy to jump on the phone with you and answer kind of any kind of questions, that sort of thing. Our live classes, again, are the most popular. These ones are awesome. All of our students love this stuff. Really, the live classes are something that all of our students are very big on, and definitely our best seller. Again, this is kind of replicating that live class environment. Everyone's live over Zoom. You get to interact with other students. You're going to be working on projects. You're going to be able to present your projects to a class, get feedback on your different projects. You're going to see other students present their projects and give them feedback. You're going to be part of the community. You're going to be able to partner up with other people for assignments or for projects. This is the live class is really the one that most people are very interested in. And this is the one right here in the middle. We also, again, we can get on the phone with you. If you have any questions about anything, if you get stuck, happy to jump on the phone with you or a Zoom call with you and kind of go over things. We have dedicated support. You have 2 personal projects that you work through and you're going to get help on those personal projects. So it's really a great kind of thing to join. It's our most popular for sure. And again, we have this one. It's a little bit more expensive just because you get the one-on-one support. If you have something very specific that you want to go into, then this is the one that you want to be going after. Okay? We've had a lot of students take our courses. Actually, I think the number is even higher than that now. This is a little bit about our learning outcomes. This is our course curriculum. I'll go over it briefly. Essentially, it's divided up into 3 months. Okay, we have part 1, which is about data science fundamentals. So even if you don't know how to code, or if you don't know how to code Python, we kind of teach you there from scratch, right? We have a little prep course that you can go through as well to kind of learn a little bit about the basics of Python. And then you go into here and you'll be learning all about kind of, there's a very quick Python refresher here. So those of you that do know how to code, it's not that slow. If you're someone who does not know how to code Python at all, we have a set of lectures ahead of time so you can actually even get prepped before you start on this, right? But we have a quick Python refresher. We teach you how to use pandas, which is basically the fundamentals of data science, really. This is how you do data science in the Python world. And Python is, of course, one of the best languages to do data science with. Actually, I think the best language to do data science with. It's also why Python is one of the most popular languages in the world. It's growing very, very quickly. I can show you some graphs on that. But Python is basically #1 in the world right now when it comes to growth, where everyone wants to jump on board. And it's really because of this data science aspect of it. So we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to work with these pandas libraries, how to import files and work with different types of financial data specifically. This is very much geared towards the finance world. So it's not just generic kind of stuff. You're not only are you learning the Python and the data science, but you're also learning specifically how to apply it to the finance world, right? Part 2, this ramps up really quickly. So for those of you that have a lot of data science experience, this stuff is going to be brand new for you. This is specifically how to apply all of that data science related stuff to the finance world. So we'll teach you how to get and analyze different types of data, like economic data, Yahoo Finance, all sorts of other things that you're downloading, and being able to interpret that data and work with it and figure out, is this something that could actually make me some money in a trading strategy? We also go over financial performance metrics and how to actually do that in code, which are things like standard deviation, max drawdown, Sharpe ratios, compound annual growth rates. These are all ways you're going to measure your performance of your investments, right? So we teach you how to do that sort of thing. And then we get into backtesting, which is really the interesting part here, where you get to basically build out your own algorithm, build out something that you think will work, and then check to see how it would have done over a longer time span, right? So basically, let's say I have an algorithm, it's based on some sort of indicator, it's a momentum type strategy, right? I'll put that into code. Well, we'll show you exactly how to do that using especially our Lumibot code, which makes it really, really easy for you. We'll teach you how to do that sort of thing, and then basically analyze it based on the past 40 years, let's say. You can run 40 years worth of data through it, see how your algorithm would have performed. And if it did well, then we'll teach you kind of the next parts. Actually, even if it didn't do well, we'll teach you the next parts, and we'll show you exactly how to turn that into an algorithm that actually trades, okay? So that's the whole backtesting part. We spent 2 days on this, and I think it's very much worth it. So you get a lot out of it. It will teach you a lot about what investment strategies work and which ones don't, okay? Something else to tell you about, the part 1 of our course is it's going to be a lot of, there's assignments basically after each day. So you get a lot of practice there. And then for parts 2 and 3, you start working on your projects, right? And the first project being analyzing and basically figuring out what is a good strategy, right? Is this a strategy that's going to work? Doing some analysis and trying to figure out, is this something I want to be investing in, and how should I be investing, and what's going to make me money, that sort of thing. That's the first project. The second project is actually building out the bot itself. And we teach you how to do that here, how to connect to brokers, basically seeing the working trading bot, getting that thing all working, getting really deep into some of the algorithm examples that we have. So you kind of have a good idea of how to start your own. And at the very end, we briefly touch into machine learning to show you kind of some of that stuff. And we have an entire course on machine learning as well, that you can take that teaches you really the details of machine learning, taught by a very, very smart person. Greg, who actually is making a lot of money for his clients. I'll tell you that much. So he's definitely a good person to learn from as well. Here's the dates of our classes. We have one starting very soon. Starts March 11th, and the registration closes on March 26th. So that gives us, what, a week, maybe a little bit more than a week before registration closes. So if you guys are interested, please sign up. Basically, you go to this page. I'll show you exactly how to get here, lumiwealth.com, right? You go to our main website, lumiwealth.com, Lumiwealth. We have a little bit of stuff here. We have some videos that you can watch. You scroll down, and here's our courses and services. This is the course I'm talking about here, the Algorithmic Trading. You click on Learn More, and that will take you to this page. Again, we also have those other courses, machine learning, and we also have development and consulting if you guys need help building something out. So you click on this, learn more about our course. It'll take you to this page. You'll scroll down, click on the dates that you want, select course, right? And then basically you go in and actually pay for the course and get it started, okay? Again, here's a little bit more information about our course projects that we do. The first project, so again, when you're doing a live class, you get a lot of help on this stuff. You're going to be presenting this to the class. You're going to be getting feedback from the entire class and for myself. You can ask me lots of questions. We can get on phone calls and we go over all this stuff. We really want to make sure that you come out of this with a working algorithm that makes a lot of sense for you to be able to actually use, right? So the first project is analyzing investment strategies, and the second project is actually building out that live trading bot. One thing I must say also, for those of you that are interested in taking this course to kind of learn a little bit about data science, and especially in the finance field, these are great things to put on your resume. I was literally on the phone with someone earlier this week. He put these projects on his resume. He went from not getting really any responses from employers to now he's getting tons and tons of interviews. I think actually I got to follow up with him today. This morning he had an interview with Bank of New York Mellon. Later on he's having an interview with JP Morgan. So he's getting a lot of really good interviews, and it's a lot because of these projects here, which are highly relevant to the finance world. Again, finance is changing. You know, gone are the days where you sit down with a financial advisor and you know they're like the wizards of everything. Everything's run by algorithms now. I could tell you I worked on Wall Street for quite a while. Everything is getting digitized. This is something that if you don't know how to code, I think you're gonna have a very hard time in the finance field in general these days. I could tell you most job postings I look at, especially with our students, they really do require some amount of coding. So these are very helpful things if you want to get into fintech and if you want to get into the banking or finance space. These are very good resume pieces. Here's a little bit about myself, and we have some also, again, don't take my word for it. You could watch the testimonials by our students. And these are real students that took our course and kind of what they think. They actually have their own algorithms working as well. So you could see exactly the types of things they could build out. So you could watch this, right? We also have some more here at the bottom when you go into testimonials, which for some reason is missing on our website right now, but we'll get it back later on. Okay, great. So that was going over our course. Again, our last course sold out. So make sure that you don't wait until the last minute to sign up. Another reminder, again, follow us on YouTube. So if you just go to youtube.com, search for Lumiwealth, Lumiwealth, you'll be able to find us there. This is us right here. Make sure they subscribe to us. We are live right now, so you can actually see us there. This live video will eventually turn into a recording, right? So this is, if you want to get a recording of this class, this is where you can get it on our YouTube page. And make sure that you subscribe because we do have a lot of stuff that actually we put through here. So you'll get all of our updates, you'll get any of our future webinars, all that sort of thing. You'll get through our YouTube channel, right? And also just watch a whole bunch of stuff on there. Okay, great. So that's our YouTube. Another thing that you guys should definitely sign up for is our Discord channel. There's a link here. This presentation, by the way, will be available as a link on our YouTube, and you'll be able to, it'll be on the actual YouTube video, the recording of this one. So you'll be able to get this presentation. But here's a link to our Discord channel. This is a fantastic place to be a part of. You can come in here, you can basically talk with, there's tons of discussions happening all the time. This is a great channel to get some advice on how to build out algorithms. There's a lot of our past and future students on here. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on, and you'll get to be part of our community. So this is definitely a great channel to be a part of. I know everyone that joins ends up being very happy with it. So definitely highly recommend that you guys join. Okay, and then just a quick little reminder, we're going to be doing a survey at the end of the webinar. Please make sure that you fill out that survey so that we know how to make these lectures better for people in the future. And so we understand exactly what are the things that you want and how we can help you, right? So I have a question here. I'm pulling up the Q&A. How much % did Rar make so far use his own course over the last 5 years? I will show you that. So here's, just to give you a little preview, here's our returns that we had. For last year, we absolutely dominated the market. So you can see last year, the S&P did 17%, we did 53%. We tripled the market last year. So it's a little bit of a quick preview, but just because you asked the question, this is our returns here, and you can see the timestamp down here as well. This is a very recent timestamp. Okay. All right, so that's the introduction there. So time now to get into actually the meat of the course, right? So first of all, what is algorithmic trading? Why should you care, right? So basically, algorithmic trading is using software to analyze data and make trades, right? So meaning instead of you as a person making investment decisions, you're using a machine to make investment decisions for you, right? Of course, machines are fantastic at a lot of things. Investing is not one of the things that's different from, right? And you can see that don't take my word for it. We do well, right? We make good money. I could tell you the people that we work with make a lot of money. The person, Greg, who's actually managing or who's actually teaching the other class, he's making very good money. Although he's legally binded not to share his results. I could tell you, I've seen fantastic results. But it's not just us, right? This is across the board. This is everyone who's using these types of techniques, or a lot of people are using these types of techniques, are making very, very good returns. And it makes sense because algorithms are much faster than people. Algorithms don't have these biases that people have. People tend to have these weird biases like, oh my goodness, I'm losing money, so I should sell. Like all these like funny things like that. Algorithms don't do that, right? They are very calculated. You can back test your results, make sure that your strategy is working, and then execute on it. This is not something that, I think might work well or whatever. Like, no, you can actually test it. This is very mathematical, right? And, again, we're getting good results on this, but so are all these other institutions here. So for example, Renaissance Technologies is one major hedge fund that uses basically these types of techniques, quantitative trading. They're called quant hedge funds or algorithmic hedge funds, right? Renaissance is, I think, the biggest hedge fund in the world now. It might be second biggest, but they're absolutely huge. Last time I checked, $110 billion in assets. Their Medallion Fund has been making 39% per year with very low correlation to market and very low standard deviation, meaning low risk. I'm sure you've seen these people on the internet. I personally hate them. Of all these people that are like, oh my goodness, I make all these returns and follow my trades and whatever. That's great. I mean, you could make money the first year. What about next year? What about when the market crashes? Are you still going to be making money? That's a major problem. Like if you're jumping into these crazy stocks like the GameStops of the world or whatever, yeah, you can make a lot of money. You could also lose all of your money instantly. You know what I mean? It's you jump into some of these strategies that people are saying to do, you can really lose a lot of money. What we're talking about here is something very different. We're talking about a very calculated approach to trading, something that is low risk and also still makes you very good returns. So Renaissance Technologies is a very good example of that, which has a 39% annual return. I think there's been 30 years in a row now that they've done this. It's crazy. These guys make a ridiculous amount of money. If you actually do the math, I did the math once, like 39% a year for 30 years straight. I think you could turn $1 into like $1,000. It's like 1,000x return over this time period. It's incredible the amount of money these guys make again, with very low return, with very low risk, you know? So I got another question here. Looks like a lot of volume momentum trades this year. Yeah, I mean, this year, definitely a lot of momentum trades. Momentum trading has been a popular one this year and definitely has made a decent amount of money. You can have multiple different types of strategies though, right? I mean, you could have strategies that do momentum. You could have strategies that use machine learning to basically interpret a lot of different results. What you could actually build out, and you would have to take this course in conjunction with the machine learning course to kind of learn how to do this. But you could actually build a robot that like reads Reddit, right? Imagine that. Imagine building a robot that reads Reddit posts and is very calculated about this and is much faster than any human being, right? So think about building a robot like this, where you're tracking everyone on Reddit. You're finding out who has the most influence, who is the most accurate in terms of results. And this is a quantitative analysis on thousands or millions of people. There's a million people on for example, Wall Street Bets. You could track that. You could track any chat group, Twitter, everything all at once, and basically have signals that say, whenever this person posts about a certain stock, things tend to go a specific direction, right? You could be the first one in on that trade because you actually have algorithms doing this. Another trade that was really good like this earlier in the year was trading off of Trump, right? Trump would post about something and instantly you'd get reactions to the stock. So that's the type of things they could build with these types of algorithms. Elon Musk is another one like that. You'll learn in this course. So the question is, will we learn this in the course? In this course, you will learn how to build out the actual algorithms to, this is the beginner part of algorithmic trading that teaches you actually how to write the code, how to do the analysis, and how to build algorithms. When it comes to actually analyzing Reddit and Twitter data, you can build that out, and we could actually help you with that sort of thing. But I would also recommend taking our machine learning course in conjunction, which gives you a little bit of smarts around that too. But yeah, I mean, if you want to build that kind of stuff, we could definitely discuss it during the course. And that's actually one of the advantages of the live course is that I'll be honest with you, like our students ask for certain things, and I'll put stuff together and we'll build it the next day. So if you're interested in like a little robot that trades off Reddit, I mean, we could actually put that into the course. So no problem with doing that. It's actually pretty simple to do something like that, like doing the web scraping and pulling all that information. It gets more complicated though. There are complications to this, right? Which is why, again, I recommend machine learning because the machine learning course is essentially going to be giving you some smarts around that, right? So you want to actually have a little bit of teeth behind your algorithms when you're doing that kind of Reddit analysis, right? So I'd recommend both courses, right? Okay, so Renaissance is one of these courses, is one of these companies that does extremely well, but they're not the only ones. Like, I mean, pretty much all these companies, all these hedge funds that are doing these quantitative analysis, they're doing really, really well. You know, another one is 2 Sigma. These guys have 60 billion in assets. Last time I checked, they doubled the S&P 500 every year. Citadel, same idea. Bridgewater, same thing. They have 138 billion. I think these guys are the biggest hedge fund in the world, by the way. They're very quantitative in nature. They have a lot of algorithms. I know people that work there, by the way. They have a lot of algorithms doing the work for them. They do not rely on humans doing trades. They rely on algorithms to actually give them inputs into these types of things, right? D.E. Shaw is another one, right? And this is actually, I put this on here recently because one of our students brought it up. This is actually, I don't know if you guys know, D.E. Shaw is one of the most successful hedge funds of all time, of course. They use quantitative strategies like what we're discussing in this course. This is also where Jeff Bezos used to work, funny enough. So he used to work at D.E. Shaw, working on their hedge fund and helping them actually build out these types of algorithms before he went off and started Amazon. So that kind of gives you a little bit of say on how important these hedge funds are and how well they're doing. So that's the kind of techniques. These are the things that we're trying to teach you, right? We're teaching you the techniques that they're using so that you can actually compete against them and have some of your own say. Again, if you're doing your own trading and you're doing well this year, that's great. I think that's fantastic and power to you. Honestly, I really think using these types of techniques will really, really boost your returns and help you do a lot better, not just this year, but years going forward. You know, it's great that, you know, there's people that, you know, bought Tesla this year and made a ton of money. That's not a strategy that's repeatable. You know what I mean? We're talking about building repeatable strategies here that you build algorithms for, that you can do year in, year out, make money with low risks and continue to go. Consistency in code. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's a question, but I agree. Consistency in code is very important. And that's really what's going to be driving a lot of these returns. Okay, cool. And then another little side point, some people are not comfortable with these algorithms actually executing trades. You could also set up these algorithms to give you alerts so you can buy manually yourself as well. You don't have to have the algorithm actually execute. All right. So this is how these hedge funds are doing. They're doing extremely well. This is how we did last year. Again, what was that? Quadruple the S&P 500 we did last year. So yeah, I mean, we're doing quite well. We also manage, more than just this portfolio. This is one of our portfolios. We actually did even better in our other ones. I'll tell you that much. So it's been a very, very good trading year for us. And again, we don't take on crazy amounts of risk. We're not these people that, buy call options in Tesla and say, we made a ton of money, follow us. Like that's, I'm not about that. We're all about consistent returns, having a good strategy that will work year in and year out and not take on crazy risk and blow up your portfolio when things go bad. Our algorithms right now are flashing. Things are really overvalued right now. Things are flashing, buying like inflation protected bonds is a really good idea right now, we believe. So we're also looking into buying some put options as well. So that's kind of what our algorithms are flashing for us. And that just kind of shows you we're not just a long only and taking crazy risk, and look at us and we make a ton of money. This is a consistent return that we're looking for. Okay, so to show off our code here, let's get into the actual code and show you how all this works. So tools we'll be using in the code, Alpaca is our broker that we use. We use this broker, this Alpaca here. We use Alpaca essentially for a couple different reasons in our course. It's first of all free trades, right? So zero commission trades is also very, very important. It has amazing APIs, so it's great to learn from and set up all sorts of different algorithms with. It has actually very important for learning how to code is it has paper trading, which is very few brokers have this sort of thing, paper trading. And that's what I'm going to be using today. We're not using real money, but we're using paper trading because we can actually teach you how to trade and how to write this type of code without you risking your own money, right? And that's really, really important because obviously you don't want to be risking your own cash building out an algorithm while it's still in development, right? So this is the broker that we use, Alpaca. It's a fantastic broker. That being said, throughout our course and using our technology, you could also use other brokers, right? So you could use TD Ameritrade is a very popular one. Interactive Brokers is another popular one. What else? We're working to add in actually a lot of these crypto brokers as well. So like, what was the one? Anyways, so some of these crypto brokers that we're adding in as well. So you could use many different types of brokers, but in this example, we're using Alpaca, right? We're also using Python 3 because it's the latest. Pandas, as I explained to you guys earlier, it's the gold standard for data science, and Visual Studio Code. You don't have to use it, but it's our preferred way of showing off code. Okay, cool. So before we get into the code, I want to show you our open source library so you know that we actually do know what we're talking about. We have a library here, and make sure that actually when you search for this on GitHub, it's called Lumibot, right? You can search for this in Google. Lumibot should show up. We're slowly getting up the rankings in Google. Make sure that you watch and star us, right? If you watch and star us on GitHub, you will get any of the updates that happen. We update this library pretty often. We actually updated it twice in the past week, okay? So make sure that you watch and star us so you get those updates, so when we get these new things rolled out, you get all the updates, okay? Is our open source library that we built out that makes it really easy for you to get Trading Bot up and running. And this is essentially what we use in our course to teach you how to build this Trading Bot. We'll teach you exactly how to use this code to build your own, right? How to build your own Trading Bot and test your own strategies and all that sort of thing. This is kind of our bot there. So once again, Lumibot on GitHub is our open source project. Make sure you watch and you star us so you get those updates. All right, and that's what we're going to be using in our code. This code is amazing. It has a lot of example strategies in there they can take a look at and see how they work. It's very easy to add in different data sources. We use Yahoo Finance and Alpha Vantage and Alpaca right now. Those are our three, but we're adding in more as we go, and it's very easy for you to add in your own as well. It's open source, so feel free to collaborate and send us pull requests and all that kind of stuff. It's very easy to add in brokers. Right now we have Alpaca there. We're going to be adding, again, TD Ameritrade and a crypto broker very soon. But it's also very easy for you to add in your own. Again, if you add in your own, feel free to send us a pull request. I'd love to get it, so we can build this thing out and improve our project. And it's easy, and this is the important part, it's easy to add in your own strategy, right? And that's what we're going to be teaching you in our course, is specifically how to build strategies. First of all, how to do all the stuff up to that. If you just jump into this library, you're skipping a lot of steps. But really, we teach you all the fundamentals behind it, and then how to use our code to specifically build out your own strategy so you can back test it, make sure that it's something that actually works and makes you money, and then actually be able to run that strategy on your broker so you can actually trade and have that thing working live for you, right? So I got another question here. Is there a May 2021 session? Yes, there's a session in May. So let's open up the, again, Lumiwealth.com. The way that you can find all this stuff, by the way, go to Lumiwealth.com, go to our courses and services, click on Algorithmic Trading. When you go in here, when you scroll down, you can see the dates for the course. There's one that's starting in May. It starts actually on May 5th, 2021, which is every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time or 5 p.m. Pacific. Our one that starts in March, which starts in, what is that, 2 weeks from now or 2.5 weeks from now? That's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, please make sure you sign up for these things soon, because the space really does run out quite quickly lately, which is both a good and a bad thing, right? It's a good thing because obviously there's demand for our courses, but it's a bad thing because I want to make sure that you guys actually get in. So make sure that you sign up sooner rather than later. So that's answering that question of May 2021. Also, did our price points change lately? They seem higher than the last time I saw them. Yeah, I mean, again, we've been raising our prices. So yeah, if you're interested in signing up, I would sign up sooner rather than later. We've been raising our prices just because we have so much demand, and we're trying to keep our class sizes low because we don't want to have 1,000 people in our class. That is not going to be good for anybody, right? You're really not getting the benefit from that. We try to keep our class sizes around 20 to 30 people. That way you really get a lot of interaction with the instructor. You really get a lot of time to help out all your different algorithms. So yeah, we have been raising our prices. So that's another reason to sign up sooner. We might be raising our prices again pretty soon. So definitely something to look into. The price honored last time I spoke to Alicia last week, it was okay. Yeah, I mean, speak to Alicia, definitely reach out to her. I don't know what you guys talked about, but definitely reach out to Alicia and find out what kind of what kind of discussion you guys had there. Cool. So awesome. Thank you very much. Womp womp. Great. Thank you guys. Thank you for those questions. Again, these courses are selling out fast, so definitely get on board sooner rather than later. So yeah, okay, jumping back to the presentation, that was our open source library, Lumibot. Please check it out. Again, make sure that you watch and star it so that you actually get those updates when they do come out. It's very easy for you to add in brokers and data sources. It's very easy to build your own strategy, and I'll show you those strategies right now. And back testing is included right out of the box. So the same code that you build a strategy with is in back test is the same code that's actually going to run the strategy live. So it's very easy to do that transition. And we made that on purpose so that it's very easy to do. Okay, so let's get into the demo, right? So first of all, this demo is just to show off capability. It's not to show off trading returns. There's not nearly enough time to show off any kind of trading returns. That you have to look at kind of the other hedge funds that do similar stuff, our performance over a time period, and you can look at also our other instructors that are doing quite well too. But this is just a simple demonstration so you guys can see the capabilities of building out this code. All right. Let me see here. There's a Q&A again. Can you trade multiple strategies at the same time? Do these strategies courses cross over to options? Okay, so yes, you could trade multiple strategies at once. We have built the library in such a way that you can actually build, 5, 10 different strategies, have them all run at the exact same time, and kind of use different things. The way that we use that is you give them each a budget, and they keep track of what stocks they each own. So yes, you can do multiple strategy at once, absolutely. And then do these. Yeah, it's very cool. Definitely, it's a very cool library. We spent a lot of time developing it, and we're still making it better and better all the time. Again, we released 2 new versions just in the past week. So, and then do these strategies, crossover into options. We don't explicitly cover options in the algorithmic trading course, although you could take a lot of these learnings to actually work with options as well. We're working on building an options class. We definitely have a lot of demand for that. You're not the first person asking for that. So we are definitely building out that type of course. But the thing is that options are quite a bit more complex. I think deserve a lot of their own time. We just don't have enough time in the algorithmic trading course to go over options. But you could take the learnings that you have and definitely apply it to options trading strategies. Absolutely. Because it's just another instrument that the broker's trading. Same thing as we're adding in crypto brokers. You trade crypto. It's the same sort of thing, right? We teach you the fundamentals. We teach you how to do this sort of thing. We give you the technology so you can actually use this to trade, right? Okay, cool. Badass. Thank you. Very cool. Like your comments today, guys. Okay, so yeah, so this is a demo. In this course, obviously, we go into a lot more detail than this. This is a very, very simple demo. We teach you all the financial data, like the data science fundamentals, especially for financial data. We teach you all those fundamentals that you really kind of need to actually build out these strategies and find out what strategies you want to use. We tell you how to research your own strategies, and then how to create and run your own strategies. So we teach you how to use this code to build your own stuff and build things that actually make sense for you, right? Okay, I'm going to be covering 3 strategies in today's class. I'm going to be covering the momentum strategy, which is basically buying the top asset that's been forming over the past few months or years or days, right? Intraday momentum, which is happening within the middle of the day, right? It's not, the momentum is day to day. Intraday momentum is minute to minute. And then diversification strategy, which is basically what Ray Dalio recommends to do, one of the top hedge fund guys, rebalancing your portfolio, basically diversifying very well between asset classes. And you can do that automatically with code as well. Okay, cool. So here's our code. I'm going to also show you our broker so that you can see what is going on. So right now you see in our broker, we have absolutely nothing. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run first our diversification strategy. Okay. So let's run this strategy. Okay. You see broker's got nothing. We're going to run this strategy and it's going to do 2 things. Okay. It's not a lot of code to go through here. This is actually pretty simple to get this up and running. We're going to be starting the back test. Okay. For the diversification strategy. You'll see a little progress bar. And basically what that is doing is it's looking over, let's take a little bit of time here. The internet's probably giving out a little bit. Basically what it's doing is it's going to be running a back test. So there you go. So starting the back test is fetching data. So it's looking over this time period here that we specified, 2018, January 1st to 2019, January 1st. We're going over that 1 year. And we're basically saying, take all this data from that time period, right? And back test it, right? And back test our strategy, meaning take our strategy and see how it would have performed over that time period. Okay. So again, my internet is going a little bit slow today, so please bear with me. All right, I'm going to try to run this one more time because my internet's giving out a bit. Yeah, so basically what it's going to do is it's going to download that data and it's going to use our strategy. So let me show you our strategy, basically what it's doing. This is our diversification strategy. Basically what it's doing is it's taking these instruments here. It's taking the SPY, TLT, IEF, gold, and DJP, right? So basically, we're going to flip these around because that's actually the case here. So here is S&P 500, which is SPY, it's our equities, right? It's basically what Ray Dalio recommends. 30% of your money into equities, okay? 40% of your money into long-term bonds, 15% of your money into intermediate term bonds, 7% of your money or 7.5% of your money into gold, and 7.5% of your money into commodities, right? So basically, this is a very well diversified portfolio and something that performs very well over a long time frame. For some reason, this is it's taken a while for his back test to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the back test just so you guys can see the actual trades happening here. My internet's going a little bit slow, so forgive me for that. That's how you know this is live, by the way. This is definitely not a pre-recorded thing. Absolutely, we're running this live. So I'm going to run this again here so we actually can trade through Alpaca. Is running all this stuff. So there we go. Okay, so we ran the trades. I was hoping to show you the back test as well, but my internet is just going a little bit too slow today. Here you saw brokers got nothing, hands off, and all of a sudden we bought all those stocks, right? Automatically, what it did for you is it took $50,000 is what the budget we gave to it. The budget is $50,000. And we did the strategy here. It's pretty easy to put together a strategy. We'll show you in our course exactly how to build this sort of thing or other types of strategies like this. This is kind of the way that the code works. We have an initialize method and on trading iteration. This is kind of the meat of the code here. Really not that much code they need to do using our technology, right? It's getting all these prices here, and there's kind of like some other methods that we're using to get some information. But basically, this is it, right? This is the entire code that you can back test your strategy. It will tell you how it would have performed over a period of time, over that time period. I could tell you, I ran this earlier today. It kicks butt. It definitely beats the S&P 500 over this time period. Just from memory, I could tell you, I think that this year basically performed like 2% or something like that, whereas S&P 500 lost 3.5%. So it's a very good strategy to use to reduce your risk and to make sure, like, for example, coming up right now, stocks are very, very overvalued right now. Almost every analyst that you hear lately is saying we're due for a crash. Using this type of strategy will really protect you against that sort of thing. So this is diversification strategy, again, recommended by Ray Dalio. Okay. So you see the stocks trading there, and what this will do, it will automatically rebalance this for you on a regular basis, right? So as things move out of whack, it'll automatically buy and sell things to rebalance your portfolio. Okay, so let's cancel this. So I'm going to close this. It's automatically going to sell everything. Boom, everything's sold automatically. Let's show off the next one. So I'm going to show off another one here, our momentum strategy. I'm going to attempt to run this back test again. Just because I want to show you guys this. Again, the internet is being a little funny today, but it would be nice to show you guys actually the back test as well, because we added in a brand new feature where it's also doing the progress bar. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so what this is doing here, you see the progress bar at the bottom. This is now running a back test on our momentum strategy. Okay, so meaning it's taking 2018 January 1st to 2019 January 1st, and it's testing how would this strategy have performed over that time period, right? And this is really, really important to do, and something that we teach you in the course, because this allows you to know how would your strategy have done over a time period, which also tells you, should you be doing this going forward, right? Because it's great that you can build out a bot and do certain things. Is your strategy right? Is your strategy actually going to make you some money? Let's test it first. Let's not use assumptions. Let's not guess at it. Let's actually use real data to find out, is this a good strategy to be investing in, right? You could change this from 2018 to 2019. You could change it to be, 1950s to 2020, right? You could back test that whole time period with your strategy and find out, is this something that would have worked or not, all right? So that's essentially what we did here. You could see that the strategy made in that year, in 2018, would have made you 7.7%. So it would have made you some pretty good money that year, especially when you compare it to S&P 500, which lost money that year, right? So clearly, based on this data here for that year, this is a good strategy to be investing in, okay? We beat the S&P 500 by quite a bit, right? So we had 7.7% return versus S&P 500, which had negative 3% return. And we did it, not only that, but with lower volatility, taking on less risk and making more money. That sounds great to me. And again, you could see this, it ran the back test and now it's actually trading. So I have it set up so it runs the back test and trades, and you see here, it bought AGG for us, okay? And if you want to know a little bit about the strategy, basically what it did, it's looking at these three symbols, and this is something that one of my students brought up to me a while back. It's looking at these three symbols, SPY, VEU, AGG, and it's telling you based on their momentum over a 1 day period here, whichever one did the best the day before, it's buying that one. That's it, right? You could change this very easily to be over 100 days. You could have different symbols in here. It's very easy for you to modify this sort of thing. It's literally just like a line of code. And that's basically what it's doing. It's doing a momentum strategy, and this is a day-to-day momentum strategy, okay? All right, so you see here, it automatically bought it, okay? And we're gonna stop the strategy, and it automatically sold it. Perfect. I'm not doing any kind of trades here. This is all run by machines, okay? All right, cool. So that's our momentum strategy. Now, next one, let's show you our intraday momentum strategy. And this one, I'm not going to show you a back test on just because it takes way too long to do, because it's a lot of data that it does. It's what we're doing here is we're taking minute by minute. Okay, we're running minute by minute, basically calculations. And I'm going to run this first because it always takes some time when I'm doing this live. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how the market is working out for the day. But I want to show you guys this. So I'm going to run it. We're not doing a back test on this one. Basically what it's doing is it's looking at these 5 assets, SPY, GLD, TLT, MSFT, and Tesla. Tells you which one is doing the best and buys that one, right? So intraday momentum, right? Which stock is doing the best today? And let's buy that one, right? So Tesla was the one that happened to do the best. So when we turn over here, we will see it bought Tesla down, okay? I'm going to leave that running while I answer some questions. You'll see that this momentum strategy keeps running throughout the entire day, and it should be switching stocks throughout the day. Okay. So depending on which stock does the best, sometimes the market doesn't cooperate for this. Tesla tends to dominate, right? But whichever stock is doing the best today, it will just buy that one and then switch based on what happens, right? So it's over a 2-minute time period. So which one did the best over the past 2 minutes, and we'll buy that one. And then we'll check again, which one did the best over the past 2 minutes, and then buy that one. So you might see this thing switching between stocks throughout the day, okay? And I'm going to answer another question here while we, can you run strategies on more tickers like the S&P 500? Yeah, absolutely. You could run a strategy on plenty of tickers. We actually, we're working on one strategy that we want to take live soon that monitors like 50,000 stocks. And basically says on those 50,000 stocks, which one is doing the best, and buy those, right? You can do fundamental analysis. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do to basically do this types of analysis on things, right? This is a pretty simple intraday momentum, but there's definitely much more complicated stuff that you can do. All right, so that's Tesla. It's still keeping Tesla. So we're watching this here. This is basically the decisions that it's making, right? It says the SPY over the past 2 minutes did 0, gold did -1, negative 0.01 over the past 2 minutes. MSFT did 0.04 over the past 2 minutes, and Tesla did 0.13 over the past 2 minutes, which is why I bought it, right? And then checked again down here. Which one is the best symbol? Tesla was still the best symbol. Okay, then checked again. Oh, and then switch for Microsoft. Let's see. Boom, there we go. So switch for Microsoft. There you go. Great. I can actually show you guys that working. So as you saw, basically it's looking which stock did the best, is doing the best over the past 2 minutes, and then we'll automatically buy that stock. So you're basically just running with which stock is doing the best, okay? So Tesla was doing the best for a while. That's why I bought it. Now Microsoft is doing the best. So now it's buying that. So this is like a straight momentum type of strategy, okay? You can use also other things like technical indicators. They're very easy to set up. And we show you in the class how you could actually implement your own technical indicators into this sort of thing as well, right? Okay. Is there a limit on the number of stocks we can run this strategy on? No, there's no limit to the amount of stocks you run the strategy on. The back test might take a little bit of time to perform, but you can absolutely run this with a lot of different stocks. Yeah. Cool, no problem. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, it's fun watching this. Basically it will keep doing this the whole day long. It's still keeping Microsoft because Microsoft is still the best one. But if we watch this, you'll see throughout the day, it basically just buys and sells different stocks depending on which one's performing the best. Again, in our course, we'll teach you how to do the analysis behind this. We'll teach you how to backtest this. There's a lot more complex stuff that you can do than this. This is a very simple momentum. We can teach you how to use things like RSI. RSI is actually known to be a pretty good predictor of momentum. So we'll teach you how to use that to basically predict stock price movements and trade off of that. I've had students use all sorts of crazy things like pivot points and whatnot, measuring stocks throughout the day. If you want to learn about machine learning, we teach you a little bit about how to use machine learning in our class as well. But we have a fully dedicated class on machine learning that I could tell you is a very interesting thing to learn. I could tell you some of these hedge funds that we're talking about. Machine learning is really driving a lot of returns lately. And machine learning is basically like artificial intelligence, right? Which, if you can imagine, that really drives returns a lot. Yeah, so there you go. So that's our strategies I want to show you guys. Very cool stuff. Hopefully you can join us on our course as well. We're just running our current cohort right now, and it's been a fun one so far. So hopefully we see you guys in March. But before we go, do you guys have any other questions for me? So I sold that, and that's done for today. Do you guys have any other questions before we go? I know you guys had questions throughout the course or throughout the webinar. Please post your questions into the Q&A or into the chat, as some of you have been doing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how advanced Python does one need to know? You don't need to know any Python before you join this class. We teach you from scratch, right? So we ramp up pretty quickly at the beginning, but we also give people that don't know Python at all, we give you additional material so that you can actually catch up really quickly, right? So if you don't know advanced Python, or if you don't know Python at all, this course is still good for you. You might have to put in a little bit more work than other people that do know it, right? But absolutely, if you don't know Python, you can still take this course. All right. Is there a hierarchy to your courses? Meaning, do you recommend take this course first before the machine learning course? There's no hierarchy. You could take either course first. You could take the machine learning course first, or you could take this course first. They teach you different things, right? So machine learning will teach you how to analyze stocks using machine learning. There's also Greg, the instructor. He has his own company that can run your algorithms if you want to do that. Although if you run on his platform, he does take a fee for it. But if you take our algorithmic trading course, we'll teach you how to actually build the algorithms themselves, use our technology to build this, so you don't need to use any other person's platform. And then the machine learning just adds to that. So it makes your algorithm smarter and more successful, hopefully, you know. Jody, you may have answered, but do you suggest that we take the algorithmic trading course first, the machine learning? Yeah, so I guess I just answered that, but I'll elaborate a little bit. No, you could take either one first. I don't think you need to take algorithmic trading first or machine learning first. They work well with each other. You could take the things you learn from machine learning, bring them later on to algorithmic trading, or you could do vice versa. I don't think you need to take them in any specific sequence. The machine learning course is definitely a little bit more advanced. So if you don't know how to code Python, you might want to brush up on that before you take the course. Whereas the algorithmic trading course, we teach you more from scratch, right? But you don't need to take them in any particular order. How much better is using Python-based language versus one that's used in Excel sheet? Oh my goodness, you can do a million times more with Python than you can with an Excel sheet. I've done a lot of the Excel sheet trading. Again, I've been doing this for a long time. I think during my grad school days, I built some very, very complex Excel sheets. This beats it by far. You can't possibly do this kind of stuff in Excel sheets. Not only can Excel sheets not trade for you, right? They're not gonna be able to execute trades for you, but in order to do these complex calculations, you're not gonna be able to do all this complex stuff in an Excel sheet. You're not going to be able to pull data from all over the place around the world in specific ways. You're not going to be able to use machine learning. There's a lot of stuff they can do with Python that you can't do with Excel. Excel is, and to be honest with you, actually, in my opinion, Excel is going to start to be phased out from being used in finance as a whole. A lot of people are transitioning over to using data science as opposed to using Excel, just because it has so much more power behind it. You could use way more data with data science. You can use very large amounts of data. You can pull data automatically. You can automatically execute things. There's a lot that you can do with Python rather than Excel. Can a basic laptop run these complex strategies, or do we need to look at upgrading to something with more horsepower? Any basic laptop will do. You don't need any specific laptop for this. Actually, there's also ways they could run things off the cloud, and we'll show you how to do that. If you have a really slow laptop, we'll show you how to do stuff off the cloud. I don't think you have a problem though. I've yet to see students that have issues with a slow laptop. It's just not. It's not that complex. And then even with the really complex stuff, we just run it off the cloud. So like you don't need to have any special computers. So I wouldn't worry about that. Do you take transaction costs and slippage into account with paper trading? Does it affect the return in a big way compared to real trading? So transaction costs are zero, right? So when you're working with Alpaca, you don't have any commissions. So there's no need to put that in. You can put that in if you want, right? You can absolutely, it's very easy for you to add that in when you're doing a back test. Slippage, I believe we take into account as well because we're looking at bid-ask, but that you might want to factor that in a little bit as well. But that's very minor compared to the transaction costs, which again, the broker has zero, right? So there are no transaction costs, right? Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, no problem. Perfect, no problem. Okay, what about the stocks and trading knowledge level needed? You don't need a lot of knowledge of trading stocks and using finance and trading stocks. We teach you all that kind of stuff, right? That's our goals. When you go through this course, you should come out of this course knowing a lot more about finance and knowing a lot more about coding. So if you don't have a background in finance, if you don't have a background in coding, it's fine. We'll teach you all that kind of stuff. That's what we are. That's what this course is all about. It's teaching you specifically how to trade stocks and how to use machines to do it. And we'll teach you from scratch, right? And we do have a lot of people that join in that don't have the stocks knowledge, right? Actually, it's pretty great the way that our course works sometimes is we'll have people with a lot of finance knowledge, but no coding knowledge. We have a lot of people with coding knowledge, but no finance knowledge, and things really bridge together quite well. And our community is actually, you can see even behind right here, this is our community on Discord kind of going. There's a lot of active discussion. You really learn a lot from not just going through the course, but also from the community. So I highly recommend you guys join Discord as well. I am sold, just short on time, so I need to do this in April or May. Hopefully your prices don't skyrocket. Have a heart. Yeah, I mean, again, we might be raising prices, but you could sign up now, right? Like, I mean, if you want to lock in these prices, you could sign up now for May. We have payment plans available. If you speak to Alicia, we might be able to set something up for you as well, since you're starting so far away in May. Sign up now. That's the easiest way to lock in the prices. But yeah, I'd be awesome to have you on board. And again, I love all of our students here. We have great students. So it'll be a pleasure having you in class as well. Make sure you speak to Alicia, and she can, she'll set you up with whatever you need to get to actually get started on the course. Thanks for making time to do this demo. Thank you. Thank you for attending, Marcos. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Any issues with the Apple new M1? No, not as far as I know, there's no issues at all with the new M1 processor with Apple. The only issue you'll have is that it'll be running very fast. I don't know. There's no issues, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This will run on Windows, it will run on Mac. I've seen people run it on Linux. It doesn't matter. It's Python code. It's very well set up to run on anything. So you're not going to have any issues with this kind of stuff. Slow computers will be fine. The new Mac M1 should be fine, right? How can we do this if our computer is not powerful? Which cloud code would you recommend? So this is one way that you can do it when you use cloud. So you use Google Colab is one way to do it. Yeah. You use Google Collaboratory, and that basically allows you to run Jupyter notebooks in the cloud. So you can do that sort of stuff there. You could also run things through AWS. I honestly, I don't think you'll have issues with a slow computer. I really don't. If you have a computer from the 1980s, I mean, maybe that would be an issue. But I've yet to see anyone that has problems with their computer running this type of code. It's really not, it's not that CPU intensive, Okay, that's great, perfect. Can we sign up for the self-directed course at any time, or does the course deadlines apply as well? Self-directed course is available all year round, so you don't have to wait. There's no particular cutoff for self-directed course, so you can sign up whenever you want. All right, cool, thanks. Thank you, Marcos. All right, awesome. I'm gonna check the chat here. Do the different course models have the same projects? So yeah, so the self-directed course, both self-directed and live classes, they both have the projects in them. The difference is though, is that when you do the projects in the self-directed course, you're not going to get the feedback from your classmates. You're not going to get the instructor looking at your projects. So you're definitely not getting that feedback, but you will be able to see other people doing the projects and you can kind of do it on your own. Right? The self-directed class is essentially recordings of our past lectures, right? So you don't get that live component. You don't get to interact with other classmates. You don't get to, display your projects to myself and other classmates. You don't get that live feedback, but you do get the past recordings, right? Can you upgrade from self-directed to live classes if needed? We don't currently offer any discounts for upgrades. So if you buy the self-directed, you'd actually be paying again for the live classes later on. I recommend you just buy the live class, to be honest with you. We have a lot of very happy customers doing that. So, and the thing is, when you buy the live class, you also get access to all the past recorded lectures too, and any future recorded lectures, right? So even when the course changes in the future, you'll get access to all that when you get the live classes, right? And you get any new code that comes out because we're constantly upgrading our code. You'll get to hear from new students. Like the live classes really, I think, is the way to go, to be honest with you. In chat, can you ask questions during the live class? You can absolutely ask questions. If that's what you mean. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Can you ask questions during a live class? Absolutely. It's very interactive. You get to see basically other students asking questions. Yeah, self-directed class. I mean, you can ask questions in our Discord group, right? So if you buy the self-directed class, you can go on Discord, you can ask questions, and you'll definitely get your questions answered from someone in the community or myself. You don't get to have things answered live though, right? That's the difference. How long are the classes per day? The live classes are about 1 hour per day. Sometimes they go longer. Lately we've had classes about 1.5 hours per day, and they go once per week. So 1.5 hours, let's say an hour and a half, one time per week. And then, plus the time they work on assignments and projects and things like that. Right. Okay. Self-directed class. Okay. Is the self-directed class available to live group students in the interim period before the class starts? So yes. Yeah. So if you sign up for our live class, you immediately get access to everything that the self-directed class has, plus more, right? So when you sign up for a live class, you can get started immediately. You don't have to wait until the class starts, right? So you sign up for a live class, we'll give you access to all those past recorded videos and you can get started immediately. And then when the live class starts, you'll be ahead of everyone else, which is fantastic because then you can really take advantage of asking the questions and getting help on your projects, getting help on your assignments and all that sort of thing. So absolutely, you get access to all of the stuff available in self-directed classes immediately when you sign up for live classes. Plus, you also get any future recordings as well, because of course things change and we upgrade things and whatnot. So you'll get access to all that. What time of day are the live classes? So you can actually see here when we go to Algorithmic Trading course plans. Again, you go to lumiwealth.com, click on the Algo Trading course. The live class here, you go see available dates. This will take you down here. So these are the times and kind of the schedules for everything. Our March class takes place every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific, right? It's about 1 hour per week live over Zoom. Sometimes we go 1.5 hours. And we recommend about 8 to 12 hours per week of additional effort. So you can really take advantage of the live class. Our May classes, they are also 1 hour per week, but there are Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific, right? Okay. And again, make sure you go to lumiwealth.com. So you go to lumiwealth.com, you scroll down, okay? You scroll down a little bit here. Our courses and services, Algorithmic Trading, this is one that we're talking about here. learn more about our course, and then you could see all that stuff that is taking you through. It tells you all about our different plans, all of our pricing, and you could actually purchase from here, right? When you scroll down here, you can actually purchase our live classes, select course and just purchase, okay? All right, awesome. Does the self-directed class give updated info for the future? Self-directed class is basically just the past recordings. We're not going to give you the future recordings in the self-directed class as well. So that's why that's the advantage of the live class. You know, the live class, you get all the latest material, and you also get access to the stuff going forward into the future. You know, the self-directed class is going to be the recordings from the past. Right. So Alicia gave me the monthly breakdown. It's still very similar. Thanks. Great, cool, perfect. Yeah, again, make sure that you guys reach out, set up a time to talk to one of us. You can book a call at the bottom of this page. You can book a call if you want to ask more questions. You'll speak to Alicia. We just hired a new sales rep too, by the way, Yana. So you guys can talk. You'll probably get a chance to talk to her at some point. She's still brand new, so take it easy on her. Yeah, so we have that going too. Okay. Once again, thanks. I got to go now. Marcos, thank you again. Thank you for being here too. Awesome. And then, okay, so where do we get the pricing? That Afro, the back test. I think there's a little bit of I think Pelly, there's a little bit of a typo there in yours. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Where do we get the pricing after the back test? I'm trying to understand what this was. I'm guessing this is one of those iPhone things, the autocorrect. The pricing for the course, you know, like I said, go to lumiwealth.com, select algorithmic trading. This is the different pricing for different courses. You're mentioning back tests. You know, when you run a back test, I mean, you'll get back kind of a summary of how this strategy performed. And that's honestly really one of the most powerful things of doing algorithmic trading is doing the back testing. So you can be calculated about figuring out, is this a good strategy for me to invest in? And then basically executing on that. So it's not just, I think this is a good idea, you know, whatever. No, it's like you're actually being very, very thorough about this. You're going through over time. Is my strategy going to work? Did it work over the past 20, 30 years? Okay, that's good. You can measure your risk, you can measure your returns, and then you run your strategy. So you're very calculated about this. You're not just running things, you know, on a whim. Pelly, if you want to try to write out the question again, I tried to answer as best I could, but it's a little hard to read what happened there. And then also, if you guys have any other questions, there's a lot of questions today, which is amazing. Thank you. And take a sip of water here. Thank you very much for being part of this class. It's an absolute pleasure having you guys here on board. Thank you for your time. Thank you. The session was very good. Thank you. I appreciate you being part of here. I appreciate you guys asking all these questions. Again, please make sure you sign up for our courses before the due date because it's coming up quite soon. The cutoff date is actually coming up even sooner. We're cutting out things off in about a week. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and if you have any other questions, again, you could reach out to me. You should have some emails from me. You could reach out to Alicia, which hopefully you guys spoke to her. Yana's our new sales rep. She's a little new, so she doesn't know too many things yet, but you know, she could answer some of your questions as well. Yeah, and once again, thank you very much for you guys being part of this webinar or live class. Always a pleasure having you guys around. You guys asked a lot of questions today. There's a lot of people today, and that was fantastic. And I hope to see you guys in our live class coming up soon. I think this is going to be absolutely great. It gets better every single time that we do it. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you very much again for your time, and hope you have a great day. I'm just giving a few more seconds in case you guys have some questions here. Okay.